Hello and welcome back to another episode of Something Different. It may have been a month and the last video may have been predictions for the Champions League round of 16, but we move swiftly onto the quarterfinals once again with Trxple M. Most games went through as expected, and with the rest of the competition all planned out, it is coming up to the business end of the campaign, where it really is make or break for some teams. In the video, Trxple M and I will be revealing who we believe will progress to the next round, and at the end of it all, we will declare who we believe will win it. Here's something different. Of all the games remaining, I'd say this game is probably the least competitive, although I could be eating my words soon enough. Benfica play Liverpool, both teams with a rich history, and while the Portuguese side did well to beat Ten Hag's inform Ajax, it is difficult to see any way around this tie except for a Liverpool win. With talks of a quadruple on the cards for Liverpool, Klopp will have his men in top shape, as they have been recently, and Liverpool's quality is apparent. Yes, Benfica have players such as Darwin Núñez, Rafa Silva and Diogo Gonçalves, but when you compare them to Salah, Mane and Firmino, no disrespect, but it seems as if Liverpool's attacking trio edges them, not to mention their ridiculous defence and midfield, as well as their attacking depth. Over to you, Trxple M.
Yeah, there's not much I can add in terms of what you've just said. Liverpool are an excellent team, and even though I'm a Manchester United fan, I'm open enough to admit that. No amount of tribalism or loyalty to Manchester United could make me ignore how good Liverpool are on their day, and I think Benfica, as well as they've done an exceptional job getting to the quarterfinal, and I think that's something worth being excited about and worth being happy about and worth being positive about if you are a fan of the old Portuguese side. But Liverpool are just too good, man. They're just too good, and I think what's interesting about Liverpool is they also seem to be catching up to Manchester City in the Premier League, and so it could be a spicy end to the season between those two teams and a great rivalry. So yeah, I think Liverpool will go through against Benfica.
Next on the list is Manchester City against Atletico Madrid. Amongst all the talk of the Liverpool quadruple, City could go ahead and take the treble with a deciding month for both English teams, as they play each other twice in April, once in the league and another in the FA Cup semi-finals. But first of all, City have to play Diego Simeone's side, which just about edged it against their Manchester rivals. It's attack against defence. And ever since that first leg at the Wanda Metropolitano, it seems as if Atletico's form has taken a U-turn, and despite last season, Man City have a history of exiting in the quarterfinals against teams like Atletico Madrid, underdogs, yet they somehow manage to find a way. City have the tactics and the tactician at the helm, but something or another has gone wrong at this stage of the competition several times before, and to see it happen again would not be too surprising. Having said that, I highly doubt that City's competition will end here. Atletico aren't the greatest side. The fact is, Manchester United, my team, simply made them look good. Made them look like a competent side. City, under the influence of Pep, will be able to undo whatever Madrid throw at them, and you can count on this. Manchester City are definitely making it through. Liverpool humiliated them in the group stages, and over 2 legs, City will too.
My problem with Atletico Madrid is that I feel like they're too defensive. Even though they beat us and they got away with it against us, I think the reason why they've never truly been successful in Europe in terms of winning the Champions League is because they play way too defensive. And there's nothing wrong with playing defensive football, but if you do it all the time, eventually you get found out. At some point, you've got to switch up your tactics, be a little bit more on the front foot, take a little bit more risks, especially in knockout football. So I think the bane of Simeone's existence is very much his stubbornness and the way he's set in his ways. So I think Manchester City are going to win this game, and I think Pep Guardiola is just a better coach than Simeone anyways, and obviously the lack of quality in that Atletico Madrid side in comparison to Manchester City is another factor. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Manchester City. I think it's quite a fairly obvious one.
From one Spanish side to another, as Villarreal take on German champions Bayern Munich. Both drew the first leg of their respective round of 16 fixture, but managed resounding wins in the second leg. In fact, both Trxple M and I predicted a Villarreal win. He actually got them all right. If you were to pick a winner on face value for this match, you'd instantly say Bayern, but I'm not so sure about that. There is no doubt that Bayern's attack is direct and full of quality, but the defense is quite shaky. Their depth ain't too great either, with the first leg highlighting what happens when a few players go missing. It makes me believe that Villarreal could be the dark horses of this competition and achieve the underdog win, but I simply cannot go against Bayern at the moment. Unai Emery's 3-0 win over Juventus may have looked like a bashing, but it really was not. Shoddy finishing and luck going against the Bianconeri led to them being knocked out, and it's hard to predict that Bayern Munich will make the same mistakes. Possibly the best number 9 in the world and some of the best wingers in the world will finish the chances if given them. So I'd have to back Nagelsmann's side on this occasion, but keep an eye on this for a potential upset.
I actually slightly agree with you. I obviously don't think Villarreal will win, but if there is to be an upset at this stage in the competition, I think it's most likely to happen in this game. And I think I've got a lot of time for Unai Emery, because with the limited resources at his disposal at Villarreal, he's already won the Europa League with them, against us of course, in quite embarrassing fashion on our end, but quite impressive fashion on his end. And I mean, the fact that he's such an underrated coach, for me, it just boggles my mind. I mean, the fact that they're in the quarterfinal is evidence of what a good coach he is to begin with, you know. So I think it's only onwards and upwards for Villarreal, the Yellow Submarine. However, I still do think Bayern Munich will be too good for them. As much as I don't watch a lot of Bayern Munich because I don't really have an appetite for the Bundesliga, as many of you who would be watching this video, I imagine, I do think that Bayern Munich are going to win this game, and I do think Bayern Munich are low-key on the radar to be one of my favorites to win this Champions League. I think calling them a dark horse is strange, because on paper they're one of the best teams in Europe in terms of individual quality, but on form, I don't think people have been rating them that much. So I would say watch out for Bayern Munich. I actually think they could potentially go on to win it.
The final game of the quarterfinals is the best one, the closest out of the lot. Also, it seems, even before Madrid's 4-0 humbling against Barcelona, I was sure Chelsea would come out of this tie comfortably winning with a 2-goal cushion at least over 2 legs. Only last year did Tuchel's two-man midfield dominate Casemiro, Modric and Kroos, and as Madrid's men have gotten older, Chelsea have only strengthened. Havertz is back on form, and it's looking likely that Reece James will be ready too. But you have to stop and think, this really is Real Madrid's competition. If any team is capable of pulling out a masterclass in the Champions League, it's Real Madrid, the side that has won it 13 times. Benzema and Vinicius Jr. are attackers that are having world-class seasons, and surely they have to score at least once. Contrary to that, we have Thiago Silva and Rudiger in defence, two brick walls at the back. Whatever the outcome, you cannot say Real Madrid have it easy, with them potentially playing Manchester City or Atletico Madrid if they make it through, and them having previously played Paris Saint-Germain. However, I don't think they will make it through. Tuchel's side is a team that has been forgotten about slightly over the past few months, but while they may no longer be in the title race, they most definitely are in contention for the Champions League, possibly making it consecutive wins, joining the elite few who have achieved that.
Chelsea versus Real Madrid, the Blues of England versus Los Blancos, the champions of Europe versus the kings of Europe. I think this one is a difficult one to call, but because Chelsea fans have been so loud this season, because Chelsea fans have been so arrogant this season, and because Chelsea fans have annoyed me so much and made me reach the boiling point, I'm going to say that they're going to eat a big fat piece of humble pie and give this one to Real Madrid. I hope Real Madrid beat them. I think Real Madrid will beat them. And I think, look, under normal circumstances, making a Champions League quarterfinal isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when you are the champions of England, and when you've backed your team so much and talked about how great your manager is and how great your players are and how great your fullbacks are, and you've got one of the best right backs in Europe, you signed one of the best strikers in Europe, you've got one of the best midfield combos in Europe, you've got to back it up by at least making the semi-final, possibly the final. But again, I don't see that happening. I think Real Madrid are just going to be better than Chelsea, and in a footballing sense, I've actually been a lot more impressed with Real Madrid when I've watched them this season in comparison to seasons past. I think they've improved a lot, and I think that Real Madrid have a knack of proving people wrong. I know a lot of people don't really rate Madrid at the moment, but I think they are a serious contender for the Champions League. They're a dark horse, and I think behind Bayern Munich, they're also up there as my favourites to win this competition. And that's no disrespect to Chelsea. Like I said, it's just their fans are so annoying. I've had enough. I've had enough. I actually like Thomas Tuchel a lot. I wish Manchester United went for Thomas Tuchel, but that's a topic for another day.
Picking out Real Madrid, you can't really go against that. Obviously I have, but it's a 50-50 this one. Now those are our predictions for the quarterfinals, but now we will each give who we believe to be the winner of this year's Champions League. With 8 teams in it now, one thing is for certain: Manchester United will not win it and go another year without a trophy. The Manchester rivals, contrary to them, will, and I think City will finally do it this year. Pep will realise his mistakes from the final and correct them, finally winning a European Cup with City. There's so much talk about a Liverpool quadruple. It seems as if they have been forgotten about, sort of like last year in the title race, but like always they seem to find themselves amidst the top, and I believe once the first barrier has been broken, City could go on to win loads more. Not something a Man United fan wants to be saying, but it's the harsh truth. They have an amazing side, an amazing coach, and amazing fans. It's only about going on to complete the missing part of the puzzle.
For me, the Champions League favourites, I think, is Bayern Munich. I think a lot of people will go with Liverpool and Man City, and understandably so, but I don't think an English team is going to win the Champions League again. I think it will be Bayern Munich because I think that they're a team that people aren't really paying much attention to. I think there's an arrogance surrounding English football at the moment, and whilst English teams are definitely very good, and I think the Premier League is the best league in the world, I just think Bayern Munich are going to be on another level when they get deep into the competition, i.e. the semi-final and the final. A close second for me will be Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid are the dark horses of the competition. I think they have a point to prove. I think they are also another team that a lot of people aren't really talking about. I think a lot of people were surprised to see them come back against PSG, and that to me is just the beginning. It's just a tip of the iceberg in terms of what Real Madrid are capable of on their day in the Champions League. So yeah, that's it for me, man. I don't see Man City winning it, and I definitely don't see Liverpool winning it. I could see Liverpool make it the final though, if that counts for anything.
Now that's that. Those are our predictions, but let us know yours down below. We have some real tasty fixtures on our hands, so write your winners down below, as well as who you think will be crowned the champions this season. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out Trxple M's channel. The link is in the description. But until next time, goodbye.